Funder, author of WIFEDOM, Mrs. Orwell's Invisible Life. It's the story of the little-known first wife of George Orwell, who was the wife of his great creative period. And it's also about how and why women get written out of history. WIFEDOM's had an incredible life since publication around the world and is now on high school and college reading lists in creative writing, literature, politics, and where Orwell is being studied. I'm a former human rights lawyer. My previous books have been about people who had the courage to resist dictatorship and tyranny. Stasiland is about 4 brave people who resisted the East German surveillance regime, the Stasi regime. And All That I Am is a novel based on the lives of 4 brave journalists who were on Hitler's very first blacklist when he came to power legally and then set about dismantling democracy. With WIFEDOM, I'm looking at the unjust system of power relations that underlies them all, patriarchy. I'm told it reads like a thriller, but it has 400 endnotes that tether it to the truth. Eileen was an Oxford graduate in literature and a brilliant writer. She was brave and funny and self-deprecating to an almost dangerous degree. In WIFEDOM, I was able to use recently discovered letters from her to her best friend from college in order to recreate the marriage. WIFEDOM reveals how she saved Orwell's life during the Spanish Civil War, how she had the idea for Animal Farm and then worked on it with him, and how she supported him financially, including by working in the Department of Censorship at the Ministry of Information during the war in London. He later took that building as the model for the Ministry of Truth in his novel 1984. But reading Orwell's biographers, you would barely know she was there. When women can't be left out, they are doubted, trivialized, or removed through the passive voice. Manuscripts are typed. Visas are obtained. Escape is achieved. Eileen did it all, unnamed. Nor do we learn in them about Orwell's feminist suffragette mother and aunt, who were hugely important influences, or much about his incessant infidelities and many sexual assaults. WIFEDOM shows how the myth of the decent genius who accomplished it all himself has depended on leaving out the work and lives of many women, most of all his brilliant wife. The Orwell capable of writing 1984 was a much more complex human being than the mythological man. He shouldn't, of course, be cancelled, but neither should Eileen have been cancelled in order to create the myth of Saint Orwell. I hope it's exciting to read about the marriage behind the masterpieces, and I hope that the sly ways women are written out of that story and out of history become so glaringly obvious that they will lose their power today.